Hi, I'm Amy from Acrylic, and today we have my client Niah here with her super extra long nails. We're doing an infill, and we're actually taking back the bulk of that product to do a design set on her. So obviously they're extremely long. I asked her how much length she wanted taken off, and you can see just the tiniest amount is coming off. Niah loves her nails extra. I'm using a fine bit here, but then I changed to an extra coarse bit. Because trying to file off that bulk with that bit is a bit like trying to dig china with a toothpick. So we've changed to an extra coarse safety bit from Nail Supplies, and I'm taking off all of the bulk of that nail, going right back down to a really thin base that we can then layer back up on again. Then I'm coming back in with my hand file, supporting the nail as I do it because these are very thin and very fragile now, and making sure all of the side walls and the length are even and matching. So I spend quite a lot of time prepping Niah's nails. She has a lot of excess cuticle skin, and I like to make sure that that is all removed. I'm using my cuticle pusher to push back the skin and turning the tool round and using that pointed end just to help lift and separate some of the skin that's attached to the nail plate. Using my thumb, I'm pushing up that skin to make sure that I can see exactly what's underneath. You can see on this finger just how much more nail plate is exposed once I push all of that cuticle back. Then I'm going in with a small round bit from Nail Supplies. It's a fine bit, not coarse at all. And I'm going just tickling over the nail plate, but mostly I'm pushing up against the cuticle to exfoliate that skin. Then I change the rotation of my bit to help me go up the other side. I find that's really helpful when you've got tough cuticles. Switch the rotation to go up the other side of the nail. And using a slanted clipping tool, I'm just taking off that skin. I'm using a fine sanding band to etch the nail plate, clean out those side walls as well as remove any lifting. It's only going to tickle over the natural nail once, and then the majority of the time that sanding band is going to be on the acrylic, not touching the natural nail. If you haven't thinned out enough at your debulk, then you're going to be spending ages piddling about with this sanding band. If you're not immediately obliterating any lifting with that band, go back in with the hand file, as you'll see me do in a minute, and flatten that area out. It should be so thin that when you run your sanding band over it, it just disappears. I've infilled that regrowth area with the same coloured acrylic as she was wearing before, and I was looking at my camera to see if I was still in shot and ended up smashing that white right into her sidewall. Don't do that. Look at what you're doing. I've placed that white bead on the free edge area of her natural nail and blended that up the nail and down. On the ring finger, we're blending down some gold mylar shards. For the baby boomers on this set, I'm taking a small bead of Caramel Dream from Niah Nails, placing it on the blend area and running that down, then picking up my cuticle bead and blending that down the top. I'm going to cap this nail in Blank Slate from Niah Nails just in the blend area. It's a very sheer, milky acrylic and just really helps that blend to be seamless. Then I'm using 2 beads to cap the nail to create the strength and the apex. And a lovely bit of top coat. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful video of prepping for an infill using an e-file. It really speeds up your time when you can start doing this and have the confidence to do this. And my timing drastically reduced when I'd got this down and felt comfortable doing it. Especially for a client with nails as long as this, using the e-file is going to really save you some time.
Split all the way.
Yeah, but it's like it's gonna rip. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too high up. So I thought, can we go over the top of it? Or
We can. I'd advise you to go short, but
oh, Amy, come on.
but I don't think you're going to take my advice.
I'd advise you to go short. No.